Hey Gems, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Jemimah's journal. Today I'm going to be doing back to school advice because we all need it. Well, a lot of people anyway. Also, if you can see light here, it's just my notes on my iPad. Okay, so to get started, I want to talk about these feelings that you have. Like, it's okay to have these mix of feelings. Like, obviously, you could be excited, nervous, scared, worried, but I'm just here to let you know it's okay to have those feelings, especially if you're going to like a new school or something, or a serious new year or something like that. Like for me, I'm going into year 9, and in the UK in year 9 you start your GCSE topics, so obviously I can feel a range of emotions. Okay, so the first piece of advice I'd want to give is goal setting. Me personally, I don't really know a lot of people who do this, but I've seen a lot of other people do it online as well. So what I'd recommend is starting the year with a few goals of what you want to do in the school year. Like, I think for me, what my goals are going to be is focusing more, especially with the topics that I've chosen. There's a lot of coursework. It's not that I don't focus, I just need to focus more, put in more hard work. That's definitely one of them. So it'd just be best to set these goals so that you can reflect on them during the year or at the end of the year, and maybe even like advance on them, expand onto them, just to increase your goals. A lot of people don't do this, but I think it's needed. Positive self-talk. Like, don't be talking negatively about yourself. I feel as if you should replace all those bad thoughts with good thoughts about yourself. For me, I have a lot of confidence. I don't know why, I don't know where I get it from, I just have a lot of confidence. And again, it's okay to think these negative thoughts, but just try your hardest to replace them with positive ones. So I'd say that's more or less it, just for like setting the mindset, your mind, your thoughts, like achievements you want to go for. What I'm next going to talk about is organization and like academics. I think a really important one is time management. Yeah, I said it. I guess I'm more or less saying this because I've experienced this in a way. Like, my time management is not that good. So what I would do is create a realistic schedule that fits you, your lessons, your work, etc. I think it's not needed, but what I would do is find a study method that works best for you, because I've heard there's so many on there online on the internet. Me personally, I do not have one. I just study and go through it just like that. But obviously having a study method will help, and since I'm going into year 9, I think I might get one. So when you're doing studying, obviously you're going to be needing to writing down notes, doing note taking and stuff like that. Because let me tell you guys, these notes will help you like the most when you don't even realize it. I keep on bringing myself into this, but I think it just helps, like for me, especially in maths, when there's just random things that I don't understand. Well, not that I don't understand, but I just think I won't remember. Just writing them in little boxes, bubbles, just to come back to them will really help. Like, say I'm doing an equation and I realize I'm not supposed to put an equal sign, I'll be like, in this bubble, oh, put the greater than sign or like an indices sign instead of an equal sign, and it'll really help. So I think you should take a lot of notes. Don't be afraid to as well. Like, it's never that deep. This is one I would say I struggled with in year 7 a bit, just because I was worried about people, what people would say, what they think, how they react. But going into year 8, I really increased doing it because I realized I need to just start caring about myself and my future, and I don't really care about anyone else. So asking for help, I know, like obviously people are going to react, they're going to be like, oh, this, but in the end it's not about them, it's about you. So feel free to ask for help. Don't be scared. If they do react, just like ignore them, because who are they? You know what I'm saying? And also, yeah, if you don't, you will struggle so much, I'm telling you, because whenever I used to not ask for help, I'd always have to go home and do that extra work myself. Obviously, I'd have to do work at home, but just adding to the work, extra work, it's just stressful, when obviously you could have just asked in school. So yeah, it's not just teachers you can ask, it's your classmates as well. If you don't feel comfortable enough to ask your teacher because of how people react, you can ask your friends, people on your table, you know, people like that. I think if you do have these resources available for you, you should definitely use them. Like library, I have a library in my school. I barely use it because I don't know, I don't read in school that much. Online resources is definitely a must. If you have it, you need to use it. And tutoring, I don't actually do tutoring. I don't think my school does it. If they do, I've never heard of it. But yeah, especially if you have these, you need to take advantage of them. Not everybody has them, but it's not about that. It's just about using what you have to the best of what you can do, if that makes sense. So my third topic I'd say is your well-being and social life, if that makes sense. So if you're going to a new school, or I think it's just mainly that, but if there's any other cases where this will need to be happening, it's about connecting with others and making new friends. If you're worried about that, it's totally fine. I understand, because for me, when I came from primary to high school, there was only 2 people, including me. So one other person from my primary coming to my high school, and we weren't that really close friends, but we were friends. But I was really, really stressed about making new friends. But I just think, yeah, you should be yourself, because if you're not going to be yourself when you're meeting these new people, you're just going to be having to act like that all year long. And that's just not how it works. I think with me, I had a very bubbly, exciting personality, and that's what my whole friend group's about. So I just connected with people that were like me. Don't be afraid of meeting anyone new. Be open to meeting anyone, because it's new experiences. Even if you don't like them, it's obviously still an experience. Just get to feel it, have your opinions on it, and so on, so on. I honestly don't think people talk about this, but managing the social pressure is a big thing. And honestly, it's something I also dealt with in year 7. And a little bit of year 8, but I'm still working on it. And it's you need to remember, it's okay to say no. Yeah, a lot of people have had to tell me that whenever I'm deciding things. Say a person wants to push in the line, I'm and I love them, and I'm yeah, go ahead. They're Jemimah, it's okay to say no. I'm I know, but I think coming from such, I don't know how to phrase it. I wouldn't say sweet or kind, but I don't know. I'm just not that type of person to be no. And I hardly be sorry, no. But for you need to make an appearance and make your character, your personality, even for a new year. Because when I'm going into year 9, I'm changing my personality. You will not be hearing me saying yes. I'll be throwing no's everywhere, okay? Everywhere. Also, another one that people tend to forget is self-care, just caring about yourself, dealing with yourself personally. Not everything has to be revolved around school life, friends, lessons, stuff like that. Just make sure you're making time for yourself, what you want to do, and also things you enjoy. Me, what I enjoy, I love doing art at home sometimes. I love riding my bike. I love making YouTube videos, vlogging my life, helping people out. And those are just things I do outside of school. Some of them I will do in school as well, but hardly ever. So I think this also is with self-care, talking about your mental health. I don't really talk about mental health that much, because I feel as if mine personally is fine. But to others as well, for them going back to school, you need to start caring about it. If you're dealing with anything, any worries, stress, struggling with anything, you need to reach out to people. I think reaching out is one of the hardest things ever. Schools, they make it seem oh, it's gonna be really simple to reach out. I've never personally had to reach out to anything about anyone, thank God. But if you are, and honestly, I do get if you're struggling to reach out, because it is such a hard thing to do. But what I would say is just try your best. Some things, they don't actually need to be given out to people. You could always just keep it to yourself and see what you can do. Take it off your mind. It doesn't need to be given out to other people. Alright, so if any of you guys are dealing with bullying, or if you're bullying anyone, just so you know, if you're bullying anyone, it's not cool, it's not funny, you're not cool, you're not funny. Okay, anyways, if you're dealing with bullying, I just want to say it's also important to reach out, unless you think you can make a stand and deal with it yourself. Ignoring it is one thing, but if it's repetitive day after day and they're actually sincerely bothering you, I would recommend reaching out, because yeah. And if you also see other people, or you know other people who are getting bullied, like, you need to give them this advice as well, or just go and tell like yourself. I think telling yourself is obviously a good thing, but a lot of people wouldn't like it because it's not really your business. So at least give them the advice. This is a hard one not to really talk about, but because I'm so used to it as well, managing your devices, yeah, all that technology and stuff, it really interferes with school. I must say it, yeah. And as someone whose screen time is really bad, let me put an overlay of the screen time for my last video. That was horrible. 5 hours. 5 hours. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, again, for me it's the holidays, so yeah. But when I go back to school, I am getting it over with. I am not going to be using these apps as much as I have, especially since I'm going into year 9. I'm going to be setting these boundaries, these time limits, you know, stuff like that. And so do you too. You need to focus on what you're doing as well. So yeah, having these screen limits, I think it's just one of the best possible things you can do. Also, just be careful online as well. If you are online, just make sure you're keeping up with that online safety and stuff. Okay, so those were all the topics that I had written down on my iPad. So before I wrap up, I do want to talk a bit. I don't know, I probably mentioned these in the video somewhere, but this is coming from me, truly, guys. Just be yourself. Don't worry about anyone. Even if you're older than me, younger than me, you can take this advice and use it deeply. Like, I don't know, because people are just haters nowadays. But all you need to do is worry about yourself, your future, your career. If they want to play around, let them play around. If they want to mess around, let them mess around. Because in the end, it's all about you. But yeah, the world, in this case, when it comes to your life and your future, it does revolve around you, because it's you. So I'll just ignore everyone. I have started doing it, and I'm going to continue doing it, because it's actually such a game changer. It's life changing. Just focusing on yourself, not caring about anyone else. Yeah, that's the best piece of advice I could give. That's definitely all I wanted to talk about. I might do a part 2. So if you've already started school, yeah, this video can still help you. But for people like me who have yet to go back to school, this year is going to be a fresh start. So encourage and inspire. Wow. Just make this new year something else. Like, it's not definitely a new year like, oh, 2025 to 2026, but it's a new school year, so this is where things are gonna be fresh starts as well. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope it helped you in some way, shape or form.
I did actually work really hard on this. I spent my time like planning out these notes and everything. It didn't take too long, but it kind of did.
So you can comment down anything I need to do to improve on my videos. Also comment if you want a part 2, because I do not mind doing one. I might go into like deeper things, like, I don't know, I haven't talked about hygiene or stuff like that. I don't know, I might talk about them, I might not, but who knows. Feel free to comment down any video ideas, suggestions, requests, because I'll be sure to do them eventually. Just make sure you like, subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so that you guys get alerted every single time I post. Also, the reason why I'm looking like this, my hair,
nope,
we are not looking at that today, but the time is actually also, anyways, the time, it's 11:49, so yeah, it is kind of late. I was supposed to film this earlier, but I didn't. Anyways, yeah, that was a lot. I did a lot of talking, but yeah, thank you guys. I love you, gems. Bye.